Greetings, friends, family, and survivors. Well, the flooded lead acid batteries are gone. So folks came down from up north in the Tiller area, and they live off-grid with two hydro systems. They don't have any solar at all. So you can see my batteries are gone. So I think used batteries would work really good on a hydro system, because the batteries they have three different systems there, but the system that's struggling with capacity. They have four L-16s that were put in new in 2015, and the batteries we just sold them were new in 2015, so they're about the same age. And with a hydro system, it's so different from solar, because with a hydro system, your batteries really act like a giant capacitor. You know, fire up a skill saw, or a compressor starts on a freezer unit or whatever, and then the load goes away and the hydro just keeps running. It's amazing what you could do even with a 150 watt hydro system. It's 24 hours a day. That's a lot of power. Now I think they're running closer to 50 amps at 48 volts. It's a big system. So in their case, yeah, the batteries are just a capacitor. They're going to stay full. So I think they'll work better for them than somebody trying to use used batteries starting out with off-grid solar. I was really concerned about that. And I had a lot of people call and say, well, I'll give you $50 for all of them. Well, that's core price. Or I'll trade you, a broken down chipper or something for them. It's just crazy stuff. And they're all, how Craigslist is. They make these crazy offers without even coming and seeing them. And I offered to load test, look at the voltage drop, check the specific gravity. Yep, and that's what we did. And because it was a seasoned off-gridder that came and bought them. And so I told them, look, I told myself the first people that come up and recognize their value and don't haggle over the price, I'm going to bless them. So that's exactly what Carol and I did. We loaded up 4 batteries, and they gave me the cash. They were tickled pink. So I said, hey, how about having 2 more batteries? And that way, if one fails in either of your strings, you've got a replacement. Because I wanted to bless people. And if they don't try to haggle me down and tell me how dumb I am for asking the price I'm asking. Because if you ask me and you needed it, I'd probably give it to you. But don't try to tell me the value isn't there. So these people saw the value and had no problem at all paying $100 a piece for them. So I said, hey, here's 2 more. Pulled them out of the chicken coop, and I don't need 2 L-16s to run the chicken coop. Just a car battery will run fine out there. So they were blessed, and we're blessed. And now we're back to looking at buying a 4th Tesla battery and adding 1 more BMS. And thinking about doing that, but I may not need to. We might be doing fine with the 3 that we have. Yep. See, the crazy thing with flooded lead acid, you can charge a battery up even using a generator. You can charge a flooded lead acid up with your backup generator. And however long it takes to bulk them, anywhere from an hour to 6 hours, depending on how depleted they are. But once they go into absorb mode, it could actually technically take an additional 6 hours to finish them off where they're technically full and the specific gravity is up. Lithium ion's different. It doesn't take that extra 4 hours of time. You put 100 amp hours back into it, it doesn't take much more than 100 amps for an hour, and they're done. And that's really quite amazing. It's a little more than that, obviously, but not much. Where if you took 100 amp hours out of a flooded lead acid, you could put 100 amps on it for an hour, but it's going to taper off when it hits about 90% full, and then it's going to take 2 or 3 more hours to finish that off, and then your set point for your absorb time an additional hour to an hour and a half, and now the battery's full. Well, lithium ion doesn't do that at all. And so I think, even though it's people are contacting me and saying, why are you risking burning everything you have down with lithium ion? Do you have a cell phone in your pocket? Do you trust that little USB charger that you have? Does it say made in China on the back? You have a little quadcopter that you bought, Chinese made quadcopter, has lithium ion batteries. And how about the little charger that comes with it? You bought the whole thing for $16 with a camera, yay. Do you trust that charger? You're actually more likely going to have a fire with the thing that's in your pocket than you're going to have with lithium ion batteries out of a Tesla. Teslas are amazing. Every single cell, individual 18650 cell, has its own fuse. So if a battery shorts, it's just going to pop its own fuse. Yep, pretty cool. So I'm not saying that fires are impossible, but the batteries are designed to go to 4.2 volts per cell, and I'm 4.04, considerably under the high water mark and a long ways from where a typical thermal runaway would happen. Yep, and that's my spiel. Have a blessed day.